Greetings, y'all. It's your Knock Peter Mata, and welcome back to another Golf Stories podcast, episode 8 now. Of course, joined here by PGA Tour caddy Derell Atten once again. Derell, what is going on, man?
What's going on, man? Episode 8, here we go. We're going strong. This week's probably been the hardest to fit in. I thought last week was going to be harder to fit in, but this one was a little tough on the tougher side, but we're getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, you're working again at the Puerto Rico Open for Chris Stroud. So, you're busy, man. I'm glad we can squeeze these in, wherever we can. This was slapped together.
It was slapped together. Today was the easiest day to do it, and let's get it done. Start the week off on a good note, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. And I do appreciate, again, your friend Adam Harding. Actually, we're all friends now. I mean, Adam was so friendly.
Adam, he's an MVP. He's an MVP, and he loved it. We got to talking about it after, and we'll definitely bring him back on. And, for sure, probably get some people to ask any questions that they might have for him. And, we're going to make it fun. So,
yeah,
all good.
Sure. For sure. Yeah, he brought some great insight. And just friendly vibes. I mean, I loved it. I loved that. I think he enjoyed it too, for sure. And I'm glad to hear he did. So speaking of, you can see behind me the Bear Trap Honda Classic.
Yep. The deadly Bear Trap. Exciting
finish there. Some no names, but also a major champion, Shane Lowry in the mix, and a Ryder Cupper, Daniel Berger in the mix. Definitely a crazy finish. Derell, I mean, did you get to watch the finish? I know you were obviously there on site.
I definitely watched the finish. It was definitely interesting. I thought Daniel Berger kind of had it in the bag, to be honest with you. He looked pretty solid all week, and obviously you still got to get it done during crunch time towards the end. He hit it in the water on 18, and it was kind of a little bit unfortunate because they got some weather, headed their way. Not that stepped in it, but they had some weather, so they had to deal with that. But it's golf, and you just gotta kind of deal with it. But great event, love that golf course, even though it's so hard. We struggled just because it was hard. The greens were really, really fast, and it's a true test of golf last week. So whoever was in the mix definitely wasn't faking it. So they played great.
Yeah. So Sepp Straka ended up taking it by one shot. The last two groups, they get like a monsoon on them, basically. Shane Lowry had a chance there late, did not get the birdie, but he played, I don't even think he bogeyed at all in the final round. So he played amazing golf. And Sepp Straka just happened to birdie, 3 out of the last 5 holes. I mean, that's
something like that. Yeah.
That's the midst of the Bear Trap. So playing some golf for sure. Shout out to Kirk Kitayama also. He played really solid under pressure for the first time. Daniel Berger, I mean, through 3 rounds, looked pretty unflappable. Obviously, a 5-shot lead, and
for sure,
I mean, he's a Ryder Cupper. He's got wins under the belt. He's a gritty grinder. I mean, you thought he had it in the bag, and it didn't seem like he was that much off. But on that course, that's all it takes.
Yeah, he was just off just a bit. So
just couldn't make any putts, but I'm sure he'll be back. So congrats to Sepp Straka. That dude's big dude, Georgia Bulldog. It seems to be a running theme this year, except for Russell Henley. Heck, I mean, he couldn't have lifted the lid off for our first event.
He's in the mix, but you never know. He's probably gonna, come. He's coming soon, so we'll see.
Yeah. Another Georgia Bulldog, Sepp Straka, big dude, getting his first win. First win for an Austrian. Let's put another shrimp on the bobby. No, that's a bad joke. Dumb and Dumber joke. For those of you who know. But yeah, it was cool to see. He got very emotional, and as you do. I mean, what is this? 5 out of the last 4 weeks, his first time winners, and even last week was his second time for Joaquin Niemann. So got a lot of new blood coming on the PGA Tour, getting W's. So that's good.
Good for golf.
For sure. Absolutely. So now we're going to transition. So this week is a bit of a dual week. I don't have a background for the Puerto Rico Open, but it is in the field as well. This week's Arnold Palmer Invitational. I got a little Arnold Palmer background there. 18th hole. Little Arnie giving me the thumbs up. I do have some Arnold Palmer in my drink today. So yeah, going all Arnold Palmer today. Of course, like I just said, the Puerto Rico Open is an alternate field event this week, which is kind of interesting because it's not the WGC. So that's I think this is the first year where it's not a WGC that's alternate event of it. So
right.
Yeah, they're mixing it up. So Derell, I guess let's start with the Arnold Palmer. I mean, what do you know about Bay Hill, 7,400-yard course, behemoth?
Believe it or not, I've only caddied there once. I caddied there in 2017, and we didn't do very well. It's another tough test of golf. Rough's really high. A lot of premium ball striking. Green's fairly fast, but the greens last week were kind of hard to, honestly match the greens last week. The greens last week were ridiculously fast.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, like I said, so I think they're going to calm it down at least with the green speeds, but there at Arnold Palmer, like always in great shape, good event, invitational. You always want to play that event for sure. Like I said, it's hard. I mean, Tiger's won there plenty of times. So, Tiger typically wins. Yeah. Tiger typically wins on difficult golf courses. So, again, every week on the PGA Tour, it's really, the more that I see it, it's hard to find out what course is quote unquote easy, because you still got to take care of business.
It's quite the challenge. Would you say finding the fairway is a premium or making putts? What do you think is a premium for way? I mean, it's usually pretty high scoring, I guess you would say.
So I think theirs is finding the fairway first, just because the rough is normally tall. Like last week the rough wasn't as tall, but everything was pretty firm and fast. So like with the approach shots, you still had to be careful. So last week, definitely the approach shots were, not only with approach shots, again, for example, last week hard, but around the greens and, all cylinders were in play last week. I'm not saying that that's not the case every week, but this week I think it's toned down just a touch.
Yeah, for sure. And then the finishing stretch. I mean, I think 16 is back to a par 5. I think that one year they had it as a par 4, but 17, 18 is no easy task with that par 3. And then this hole behind me.
I mean, knowing what I know also with this place is a bomber definitely is going to help here. Bombers, they can take advantage of this place compared to like last week. You didn't have to really bomb it last week, but you need to replace it properly. So I think this week the Bombers can definitely take advantage of this golf course.
Yeah, and they typically do. You have to have a little length and a little power. So I mean, Bryson is the defending champ. So I mean, there you go.
So
who's not playing injury?
That I know about that place. So it's good to have some length there. And like I said, it'll definitely be fun to see. But off the record ish, my tournament is Puerto Rico Open for me at least.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Puerto Rico Open, the alternate field event. 7,500 yards. I'm reading here. The Grand Reserve Country Club. From what I've watched, I mean, it looks pretty wide open. Generally, pretty windy course. Low scores. What else can you tell me about the course and what you see into this?
There's definitely some. It's I think around 20 under is typically the winner. It's always windy, but the fairways are pretty friendly, and it's not going to really. This week, walking around a little bit, it's definitely a little bit firmer than it normally is. From what I've seen, I walked 9 holes today when I got here, and it's definitely a little bit firmer than normal. So that might, play a little bit of factor, but for the most part, it's, the greens aren't as fast, so you can kind of attack it. Chipping is a premium for sure, getting up and down, because, bogeys aren't very good when, like I said, the winner is probably going to be around 20 under this week. So it's my second time here. Like I said, it's a good golf course, so it's not one that I knock for sure. And granted, it's the opposite field event. Someone's got to win. Someone's got to take home a trophy. So there's definitely going to be one person very happy this week, and caddy. So hopefully it's this team over here. So we'll go from there.
Fortunately, the Puerto Rico Open curse, so to speak, has been lifted. Tony Finau. Basically, the curse was you couldn't win after you won the Puerto Rico Open. Tony Finau famously had that curse on him. He won. Victor Hovland recently won. So the curse is lifted. Last year, Brendan Grace won. I'm not sure if he's in the field this week, but I mean, there's been some good winners and good contenders of this tournament. It's no slouch for sure.
No. So like I said, we'll try to take advantage of it.
Yeah. So Derell is not making picks this week because he is caddying,
which is always a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, so to speak. So I'll be making 6 picks this week. I'll start with the Puerto Rico Open. I'll start with the dark horse first. I like your guy, Derell. I like Chris Stroud. The dark horse. Not to put a new Puerto Rico Open curse on y'all, but I mean,
no, it's all good. It's all good.
You'll take the love when you can get it for sure. So,
without a doubt, always.
Yeah, Chris Stroud, a sleeper because he has been injured in the past couple of years. He was playing decent at Pebble. There's signs of good play, and he's played well at the Puerto Rico Open. Tied 8th, I believe, 3 or 4 years ago. So there's good vibes. I'm liking it.
I will say in 2017, he was in the final group.
Yeah, exactly. There it is.
He definitely has good vibes here. So, like I said, we'll get after. We're meeting tomorrow. So, good little dark horse pick. Way to pump me up.
Yeah, there you go.
Not that I needed any more pumped up.
You're gonna get in the players, Derell. We're gonna get you in the players. I'm gonna speak into existence right here.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and his only win is an alternate field event. So, maybe this is a good, comfortable feeling for him. I like Chris Stroud's game. It's generally pretty solid. So, I think maybe he's got the reps under the belt to get it done again. So
let's do it.
He's my dark horse contender pick. I got Joseph Bramlett, long bomber guy who he treads from Corn Ferry to PGA Tour, but he's won on the Corn Ferry. So, he's good enough to get there, but hasn't quite gotten the W on the PGA Tour, contended quite a lot. But again, alternate field event, not as many of the top players in the field. So maybe, again, comfortable vibe. This course is a little open. He can bomb it. So I like Joseph Bramlett. He's playing pretty decent as of late, too. So he's in good form. So I think it's a decent pick.
Fun fact real quick with Joseph Bramlett. Me and him, every time I see him, I always tell him, because, he's a legend in my area, NorCal area. And I said, hey, man, we're both legends up there. And he always just smiles and smirks. So definitely represent San Jose area and NorCal.
Stanford product as well. For sure.
Stanford product. So, just trying to, be in his circle.
Roll with the best of them for sure.
Yeah.
There's no odds on this. So these are kind of just, Chris Stroud could very well have the same odds as them. So
it's all good. It's all good. This is what's going to make this week fun in regards to the pick. So all good.
Yeah. So he's my contender pick. I've got my winner as European young stud, Rasmus Let me make sure I'm Hogard. Hogard, yeah. 20 years old.
Let's go.
Stud.
Let's go.
We all know Victor Hovland won here. He was a stud. He is a stud right now. Tony Finau won here. Yeah, Tony Finau won here. Yeah.
Yep.
Jordan Spieth contended here. Bryson, I'm pretty sure, contended here. Jason Day, I think, when he was up and coming. So this is a place where you can kind of get that confidence.
Kickstart that career. For sure, without a doubt.
Yeah. So he's got 3 DP World Tour wins already. That's pretty impressive. So I think he's the guy to look at. Young talent at the Puerto Rico Open is usually
love it.
Yeah. I admit I don't watch much of the DP World Tour, but I do know I see his name up there a lot. So I don't know his game too much. So we're just going to go fly off the handle. It's not like all the logic so far this season has been out the window for our podcast. So we're just going to fly off the seat of our pants here. So that's the Puerto Rico Open. To the main event, I guess, Arnold Palmer. Let's see. Who do I got for my dark horse? Another DP World grad, I guess you would call it. 150 to 1.
Let's hear it.
Aaron Rai.
Oh,
I like it.
You know what? I've over the past couple of weeks, man, that guy is impressive. I definitely like that pick for sure. That guy has definitely been impressive on, a lot of phases of the game, and just his demeanor has been pretty awesome as well. So
yeah,
solid pick in my book.
Yeah, he contended at Torrey Pines, another tough venue, grinder.
Yep.
He's got
Tiger event.
Yeah, another Tiger event. Tiger wins on tough courses. I mean, you play good on tough courses, you're gonna do well. 2 DP World Tour wins. He's a guy who puts covers on his irons, kind of as a symbol to say how far he's come, because his first set had them. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool story. Yeah, he's a young up and comer. I like it. I think he'll be there as a dark horse. Put your bottom dollar, ladies and gentlemen. As far as contenders, I got a little bit higher odds on my contender and winner picks. 40-1. A bomber, a guy who's been really coming into his own the last couple years. Jason Kocrat.
Oh, that is solid.
Mm-hmm. He's figured out the flat stick.
He's definitely, like I said, always been, very, like I said, that ball striking and plus the length is, like I said, that place definitely will help there. So again, another solid pick in that book.
Yeah. I mean, he's what, 3 wins in the last 3 seasons. I mean,
he's just killing it, man.
Yeah.
He's on this wave that you don't want to get off.
Yeah. Team event win with Kevin Na too, the Shark tournament. Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to like Jimmy Walker, and that sort of rise in your late 30s, late bloomer type of thing, or Jason Duffner,
right?
So
right,
he might very well win like a PGA Championship. Calling it now. Put your bottom dollar on that. Let's calm down though. This is just the Arnold Palmer contender pick. I like him. I don't know his exact record at the Arnold Palmer, but I would imagine with his form right now, he'll do good. So
I mean, invitationals are definitely are huge just because it's that 3-year exemption instead of that 2.
That's true.
So that's always a big deal. So it definitely frees you up a little bit more.
Lots to play for this week at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And a guy who's my winner, he's got a lot to prove, I guess you would say. He's probably, I would say right now, the best player without a win. He's 33-1. He's a Wake Forest grad, just like Arnold Palmer. Will Zalatoris.
Yep, I knew you were going there. That Wake Forest, that crew is not very big, but you know who the studs are. So definitely a solid pick.
Yeah. What was it? Like I said, 4 out of 5 of the last winners have been first-time winners. And a lot of the guys getting monkeys off their back, Scotty Scheffler in particular. Will Zalatoris is kind of that next guy to kind of get that monkey off his back. It was close at Torrey Pines, just like Aaron Rai. So I guess the theme of tough courses I'm going with here. He got COVID.
Love it.
So he didn't get to play exactly after Torrey Pines, but I think he's recovered. And it's a ball striker paradise. Let's go with it. I think Will Zalatoris. We're gonna take the lid off. We're gonna call both of them. Hopefully, Puerto Rico Open and Arnold Palmer would be amazing. So that's my picks. Derell, you have any stories about the Arnold Palmer Invitational, Puerto Rico Open?
I mean, it's like I said, I've only caddied Arnold Palmer once. I mean, a more personal story more than anything is I remember there was a practice round. I think it was Tuesday, and it's been cold. I mean, it's been hot there all week, and I didn't look at the weather, and I just came in shorts and my regular outfit, and it literally it was sunny when I got there, perfect, and it literally once it hit 12 or 1 o'clock, it was absolutely freezing. Absolutely free. It was so cold. I was like, it doesn't get cold in Orlando, and everybody was prepared with their rain gear. All my rain gear and stuff, because people put it on for layers, and you leave it in the car, but I didn't even put it in the car, so I couldn't even get it. And the beanie that I got, the beanie I was able to get from one of the reps was so thin that it didn't even matter if I wore a beanie or not, but it was the thought that counted. So my small little fun fact is it can get really, really cold in Orlando, and I never would have known that. So
Yeah,
that's a small tidbit there. Like I said, I never would have realized that it got cold there.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico Open. It's my second time here. Nothing. I mean, from the business side of things, a lot of people, obviously it's a half field event. There's another, there's another event going on, and everybody definitely wants to be at the other event. This is like, the little, brother basically. But at the end of the day, everybody comes here because they know what's at stake, which is like, the 2-year exemption, the trip to the Players, trip to PGA, trip to Maui. Like, there's a lot of good things that can come up. And even if you're typically the younger guys use this as a jump and a spark to get their careers going, but you never know. And the older guy can use it as a jump and a spark as well. So like I said, anybody here, you're in the field can, have a chance at it. So that's why everybody's here, even though, like I said, the points are less, the money's less, but ultimately that 2-year exemption is really the biggest thing that people, come down here for.
Yeah. Job security. Absolutely.
Job security is huge.
So yeah, someone like you've been telling me, someone's got to win at the end of the day.
Someone at the end of the day, like I said, one person. Oh, Slash Caddy is going to be very, very happy this week. So
yeah,
like I said, someone's got to, and it definitely, the biggest thing is it sets your schedule up too. Now you're going to be in certain events compared to like, hey, anytime we get in, we have to play. Even if it's last minute that we get in, we got to go. So those are little things that like, and the day-to-day travel is tough just to get up and go. And, it's not always easy. On top of, once you get there, you got to play good golf. So there's a lot of factors to it, which, like I said, this is a step. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, the game's got to be ever ready if you're in that case. And it's so much easier when you can actually lay out a schedule for yourself, And I can only imagine. So yeah, that's pretty much all we got. I don't have too many fun facts. Yeah, so
that's all we got. Like I said, this is definitely, was definitely tough to, schedule, but we got it done. And hopefully, like I said, next week's going to be fun regardless. Next week is in my top 5 tournaments, so love that place. So like I said, look forward to it. I'll definitely have a story or two. And like I said, let's get it going this week and go from there.
Yeah. The Players Championship next week. I believe Tiger is going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame officially. So it's pretty cool.
I did a caddy interview the week of Pebble, and they say, out of all the tour stops, what's your favorite city? And Jacksonville, Ponte Vedra Beach is my favorite city out of the whole tour stop. So like I said, next week is definitely something that, we got to take care of business this week to try to get to. So I want to get there.
Yeah. Fond memories. I've been there. I told Derell off camera, I've been there 2016 as a fan. It's much tighter in person than you see on TV. It's so enclosed.
I love it.
Yeah, but it's an awesome event, and I can't wait to get to it next week. But this week,
and go ahead.
I was just going to
I'll mention it at the end. Oh, well, a little tidbit, just to get some spice. I don't know if it's official yet, or I know next week is the introduction, or supposedly they're going to make some sort of crazy statement or, about the Saudi event. So we definitely got to talk about the Saudi moving forward. But I think we're going to definitely bring that in our podcast just to talk about. It's interesting. So I think, we'll save that for next week to see what happens and go from there.
Yeah, there's rumors on the street. So perhaps a player I've talked about in the past, but I'll just leave it at that. It's just hearsay at this point.
Correct. So anyways, always good time as always, man.
Yeah, good talking with you, Derell. Puerto Rico Open this week, Arnold Palmer Invitational this week. Ladies and gentlemen, let us know down below who's your picks, what's your thoughts, whatever it is. Comment, like, subscribe. Words mean something to me.